Gary, Indiana is coming through. Gary, Indiana is here for you. Gary, Indiana has come to play. Cause that's the Gary, Indiana way. Welcome back to Hoggin The Airwaves with Gary, Indiana. I am, of course, the Gary, Indiana. Let's jump right into it. Today's top stories. I recently got a smartwatch. It is a Samsung smartwatch, and it came with Bixby instead of Google as my voice assistant. And I just have to wonder, what the fuck is a Bixby? All right, moving on. A man in England accidentally stabbed himself to death while trying to separate frozen burger patties. Never buy frozen patties. Moral of the story. They'll be the death of you. In other news, Portuguese folk music is turning the kids gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. A new study shows people who primarily listen to Portuguese folk music are 93% more likely to be homosexuals. Do with that information as you will. Fascinating stuff. Fascinating stuff. This is right from our neck of the woods. A hermaphrodite recently stole my neighbor's mailbox. What a piece of shit. Okay. In other news, this is a touching story. This is one really brought a tear to my eye when I read it, because this is just a... Okay. Well, a mother duck is in custody after 5 of her ducklings went out one by one and never came back. She's being held without bond. Breaking news has arrived. Breaking news has arrived. Hi, I'm Gary, Indiana, and I'm coming at you from the field where Pocahontas was. Pocahontas was here. Back to you, Gary. Back to you. Great stuff, Gary. Inner GI with Gary, Indiana. Inner. For this segment, I figured anybody that's been a long-standing follower of the Girthy Hogs Network or Gary, Indiana, knows that my cousin Marco was recently killed, murdered. He was eaten by rats. So, for this week's variant of Energy Eye, I figured we'd do a moment of silence and pay tribute to Marco. Then I'll play a song for Marco, because we love you so much. If you will, please bow your heads. Let's do a moment of silence. R.I.P. Marco, forever in our hearts. Okay. So I prepared a song tonight for old Marco. We love you, Marco. It goes a little something like this. You're gone too soon. My nephew, we loved you. You were a great kid. Bright future ahead of you. So this one's for you, Marco. Oh, Marco. You got eaten by rats. They went straight for your ass. Oh, Marco. I did everything a man could do. I told you those rats would be the death of you. In the moment consumed by fright, when the rats murdered you that night. Oh, Marco. You got eaten by rats. They went straight for your ass. Thank you. R.I.B. Marco. Really powerful stuff there, Gary. We can tell that Marco was a big part of our lives. Marco was my favorite and only nephew. We wish you well in the afterlife. What is that? Fuck that! The fucking crows! God damn it! Jesus Christ! This shit happened in Shreveport! God damn it! Fan mail. It's time for fan mail. Before we get into fan mail, tonight's episode is brought to you by Clorox. Cleaner and bleach kills 99.9% of bacteria and viruses, and it kills COVID-19. This is clinging beach gel. If you have a stage 3 clinger, just spray this in her eyes and she'll leave you alone. I'll tell you that much. Alright, moving on into fan mail. Alright, first up we have, Josh in Columbus. Hey Gary, been a fan since Y2K. My computer blew up and the shrapnel kind of broke my hog. It bends about halfway down like a 45-degree angle. I can piss around corners if I'm fully torqued. If I lube up with a Redbird's Hog Hefty Alpha Rat Palm and cranked my hog, would it grow from the bend or the base? Well, I'm a man of culture, and I've met a lot of people who have had serious injuries to their hogs. And I'll tell you that it does grow from the bend, not the base. Okay? So your base is going to be a little bit short, but your bend is going to be real long. But it might, be a little top heavy there. So best of luck to you there, Josh in Columbus. All right, this comes from Josh in, another Josh, but in Gary, Indiana. How about that? Josh from Gary, Indiana. I'm Gary, Indiana. What are the chances that we have a fan in Gary, Indiana? Amazing. Wonderful. Let's see what Josh has to say. Mr. Indiana, it has come to our attention that you owe our associates a handsome sum of money and your escapades in Miami during the 1980s. Let's just say... Okay, moving on. All right, we're going to skip that one. That's for a later date. I wish you well there, Josh and Gary, Indiana. Gary. This one comes from Steve in Missouri. When are you going to cover that UFO that was hovering over the abandoned Chuck E. Cheese in Milwaukee? The fucking rat was glowing 3 hours after the craft disappeared. Even Joe Rogan won't touch this one. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I don't cover anything that has anything to do with that rat bastard Chuck E. Cheese, because he owes me and my family money. A couple years ago, I was at a Chuck E. Cheese establishment, and I was not, even though they said that I was not drinking alcohol, and I slipped and fell, and I hurt my knee. I hurt my knee at a Chuck E. Cheese, and they refused to pay the settlement. So fuck Chuck E. Cheese, fuck Milwaukee, because they still have Chuck E. Cheese. So yeah, fucking Joe Rogan, you can have all you want with that. I'm not fucking with Chuck E. Cheese or UFOs. I'm moving on. Next up is Josh from Iowa. All right, Gary, Indiana, you son of a bitch. You weren't lying about the Moose Lodge down in Greenville. So many glory holes I thought I was looking at a wall made of Swiss cheese. You know any good holistic penicillin alternatives? They don't really let me carry it on the reservation. Well, thank you for your service if you are a Native American. I think that's if you're on the reservation. I believe that's what that means. Well, I don't know any good holistic penicillin alternatives, but I do know a couple good casinos outside of Reno. And they have a couple sweat lodges out there. That seems to usually get the toxins out of me. Other than that, a couple lot lizards and a couple shots of those fucking goddamn gas station rhino pills, and you're good. You're good to go. Just keep drinking those monsters, and your blood will be radioactive enough to kill anything that comes in there. So don't worry about it. Best of luck to you, Josh, in Iowa. We love you. This one comes from Sarah in Illinois. All right. Gary, help. The girl I've been crushing on. All right, progressive. We got a girl-on-girl action here. That's pretty hot. The girl I've been crushing on was getting sweet with my worst enemy. Am I the asshole for cutting her phone line and getting violently angry when she won't call me? Also, how do I get unstuck from between the walls of a standard residential home? Well, Gary, Indiana has an expertise on a lot of things. One of those things is not the phone line stuff. I don't know about all that. But if you want to get unstuck between the walls of a standard residential home, all you got to do is, usually if it's a Ryan home or any of these fucking McMansions, which I'm assuming you're in, the drywall they use is very, very thin. You can really punch through it like it's paper. So if you just put enough torque, you give a little one of those. You'll be able to punch through that in no time. If you just keep doing that, once you get a hole in there, it compromises the integrity of the rest of the wall around that hole. So once you get one hole, you just got to keep punching the same spot over and over again. Once you get one hole in there, then it's going to start to crumble. It's going to start to crack. Then the bigger hole is going to be a lot easier to make. And then once you get 1 foot out, you'll just be able to power yourself out of there like the Kool-Aid man, okay? All right, so that's all you got to do. Just keep fighting your way. Keep fighting the good fight. I hope your phone stayed alive long enough for you to be able to see this message, and I hope you're not dead in a wall somewhere. So best of luck to you there. This one comes from Josh in Shreveport. All right, Shreveport. That is, of course, where I did the news and traffic and weather in the greater metropolitan Shreveport area. So this is a callback. I bet you he's one of my oldest fans. All right, Josh, what do you have to say? Yo, Gary, I'm looking to collab on some tracks. Haha, I've been building the studio. Got 3 walls. Just need 1 more. Big things coming. All right, Josh. I do think I know you. I think we met for some business transactions in that said trailer park. Just keep on rolling. Once you get that 4th wall, just hit Gary up, and Gary will be down there in a heartbeat, and we'll record some tracks. Because Gary, Indiana loves the music. There are 3 things about Gary, Indiana that you need to know. Gary, Indiana loves the ladies, he loves the music, and he loves a cold beer. I'll tell you that much. Alright, so once you get that 4th wall, you hit up Gary, Indiana, and he'll be there in a heartbeat. Alright, we love the fans, we love the people. I am Gary, Indiana, and this has been Hoggin The Airwaves with Gary, Indiana. Until next time, friends. Girthy Hogs.
A Girthy Hogs production.